Dollar, dollar, dollar. Dirty money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew? Snicker one guy at a time. It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
We back on the channel with another
Kid and C original.
Welcome back to the channel, man. We got another conspiracy video. Y'all like the conspiracy, man. Shit. After the last one, you know what I'm saying? They was talking about Kurt Cobain and all that stuff. Did you see those comments?
I see like one.
And I want to go do like the research. I gotta go check out the research they said behind it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see because one dude said he had commented some links.
I see it. I have to go check that out.
But he said the links were removed.
Oh.
You know how YouTube be doing. Some of y'all comments don't come to us, bro. Like YouTube will be flagging. I won't even see them. Sorry. That ain't our fault.
Yeah.
But what's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind? The last couple joints blew my mind because I didn't know about them like that, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I said it. But with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box down below. You already know where to go. If you want to further support, just always check out down below. Also, we always got to take this time and salute to the coming of the day, man. We highly appreciate y'all every time y'all get down below in the comments. Make sure y'all see this. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, man, just lock it in with a thumbs up. We appreciate that as well, man. But it's what's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind. Y'all let us know something in the comments, man.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Hang on, I have the perfect one. On March 8th, 2014, Flight 370 from Malaysia mysteriously vanished. Disappeared from every single radar, was just gone without a trace. So, on March 18th, a guy named Ty uploaded a video to Twitter of what seemed to be a voicemail from Flight 370. The code was in the NATO phonetic alphabet, which read, S, danger, SOS, it is dire for you to evacuate. Be caution, they are not human. Whole bunch of numbers, SOS, danger, SOS. So, naturally, this drew a lot of attention. Twitter was freaking out. Someone found that if you put the numbers from the voicemail into Google Earth, that they were actually coordinates and gave you a location. This location just so happened to be the last known location of Flight 370 from Malaysia. The recording that Ty received was actually the black box recording from Flight 370. After Ty posted the video and drew a bunch of attention, some weird stuff started happening to him. More in part 2.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Alright, part 2. So before this whole thing even happened, Ty tweeted something a little weird. He tweeted, okay, I'm sitting in front of my house in my car, and this guy started taking pictures of my house with flash. Literally, what the fuck, it's 3 a.m., I'm going to die tonight. And then he received the voicemail 3 days after. After the video went viral, he started receiving strange DMs in another language and some in Morse code. When someone translated one of the messages, it read, end the post you just shared about the recording on your phone. Ty was obviously freaked out and tweeted, excuse me, what is going on? Other users began piecing together that this was in fact the black box recording. And that's why it gave coordinates. And that it was possible that Flight 370 encountered something non-human. That's when someone translated the message in Morse code, which translated to, they are taking over April 18th, 2018. Then everyone thought the world was going to end. Then things take another weird turn. Last part in part 3.
Oh, that's a lot. And to be honest, do you remember that flight, this whole situation?
I honestly do not.
Oh, you don't?
I don't know why, but I...
Because
when he started...
Hold on, let me say this. And it's...
Oh,
whispering.
I thought you were
she like, hold on, what you say? Whispering, nigga. Come on.
You came over
I'm just like, hey, let me come in on you.
Right, come on.
But the TV series on Netflix.
I know, that's what I was thinking about.
Ain't that a coincidence? There's now we got a whole TV show to talk about how people went missing on a plane, then come back 5 years later. My whole flight went missing. We don't know what these folks said.
I don't know what this one. I'm about to go do some research on because I
feel like I do not. I feel like I do, but then I don't.
I don't. I'm not. I don't.
I got you.
I just can't.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Third and final part. After receiving those threatening DMs, Ty decided to deactivate his Twitter, which immediately led people to believe that he was lying and it was a big hoax. And then another user, Aaron, who figured out that the coordinates for the last known location of Flight 370, tweeted this. Pause to read.
Can we all just agree that this isn't true? I regret ever seeing this. It was literally the most far-fetched conspiracy theory, and I don't even believe it. Never thought it would be hyped
Up
up
this much. Can anyone relax now?
Can
Can everyone? What'd I say? Can everyone relax now?
This made everyone question Ty's validity and whether or not he was lying about the entire thing. Then people noticed that Ty's profile picture was similar to someone else's. This is Ty's page straight away, and they noticed that he looked identical to Homicide. To clear any confusion, Homicide posted this. Pause to read.
Look, I ain't got my glasses.
Homicide. To clear any confusion, Homicide posted this. Pause to read.
I posted a voicemail that I received. I never once spawned. Is that spawn? Yeah, spawned one of those theories about it. Not my fault. Shit went viral. And like I said before, I'm not tweeting about that shit anymore because y'all act like I have a call center set up in my house ready to get another voicemail of my ass off.
So Ty explained that all of the attention was too much and pretty creepy, so he deactivated his account and made a new one. He claimed he never lied about the post and the voicemail was in fact real. Unfortunately, no other connections were made, and this is pretty much where this conspiracy theory ends. But Shane Dawson did do a video on this, including an interview with Ty.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
The missing 411 conspiracies. Thousands of people go missing in national forest. Some of them are found dead. Some of them are never found again. But the ones who are found always say they don't want to talk about it or they can't remember what happened. Some kids especially do remember, but the stories they tell are really far-fetched and paranormal. So a lot of people just think they're delusional from the trauma. But here's the thing. The people who have been missing for hours upon hours or days upon days, there's even people missing for over a year. When they're found again, they're perfectly fine. They're not scratched up. They're not beaten up. They don't look like they've been starving. They're fine. One thing researchers have found in common is that there's always berries around the area people go missing, and that most people have dogs with them, and that bad weather always follows their disappearance, washing away any kind of footprints that they can track.
Never heard of this one ever before. Have you?
I've heard of. Not like in. Like I've heard of it, but. Y'all, my head itching.
This one blows your mind for real, bruh. Cause they on some more deep shit. This one.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Alright, so they say we only discovered 5% of the ocean, meaning 95% of the ocean was unexplored, according to them. But if we haven't explored 95% of the ocean, how do they know the percent that we haven't explored? You haven't even been to it to be able to calculate how much we haven't explored. You can't explore 5% of the ocean and say, okay, that was 5% and there's 95% left, if you don't even know how much there is in total. And they say they haven't explored all the oceans because they don't have technology that's able to sustain the pressure in the ocean. But they have technology that's able to sustain space. Now I know what you're gonna say. Oh, well, yeah, duh, they have technology for space, but that doesn't mean they have to have technology for the ocean. It's basic science. If they wouldn't have explored space, like they supposedly said they did, and they would have blamed it on technology, y'all would have been like, oh yeah, facts, of course they couldn't have gone to space. That's just outrageous. There's no type of technology that'll take us to space. And they're doing the same thing right now with the ocean. I bet you they've explored all the oceans. They know exactly what they found and they know exactly what they saw, which is why they came up with a random percentage.
What's a conspiracy?
Let me think on that.
I think he's just talking a little bit.
Theory that absolutely blows your mind.
Disney World planned for Hillary Clinton to win in 2016, which led to some interesting results. If you don't know, Disney has what's called the Hall of Presidents at Disney World, where it's a bunch of animatronic presidents and they just like move around. It's really creepy, but it's also kind of cool. And every time there's a new president, there's gotta be a new animatronic. But these animatronics take a while to build and perfect. So Disney might have started ahead of time. And I'm about to show you Donald Trump's animatronic. And you'll notice it bears a striking resemblance to the person he was running against. This has haunted me in my dreams ever since I saw it, and now I humbly share it with you. It looks like they created the Hillary Clinton animatronic and we're like, hey, we gotta fix it.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
I read one the other day that said that 36% of all U.S. presidents have made contact with aliens at least once, starting with George Washington, and that every U.S. president since Grover Cleveland has met with them in a city called Telos in Mount Shasta, California. And this ancient city is actually connected to Middle Earth. And the reason they went to Middle Earth was because two ancient alien factions got in a nuclear war. And the reason they went to war was because one of them wanted to enslave us to mine gold. This nuclear war actually resulted in the death of Mars and almost resulted in the death of our planet. But instead, it caused Noah's flood. The aliens that didn't want to leave Earth went down to Middle Earth, where they reside to this day, but they're waiting for us to reach 5D so they can invite us into their world.
What's a conspiracy theory that
was like,
I'm sorry.
I guess I gotta be high for that one. That sounds like some high ass shit though. I don't.
absolutely blows your mind?
That they stopped teaching kids cursive so they can no longer read the Declaration of Independence and know their rights. Scary thing is, it's accurate.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Now this is going to be rich. The biggest conspiracy theory has to be that we really take ourselves to be human. Now hear me out, because this thing is sneaky. What more than an ingenious conspiracy theory than a conspiracy that creates conspiracy theories about everything else? It's the most cosmic scapegoat. It's kind of like saying, what if the government created a fake group and called it the Illuminati, just so that you would be pointing in one direction instead of the other? I mean, the theory itself shows in simple ways. Here's a prime example. So you want to quit smoking, so quit right now. Like right now. Crush that pack. Or stop smoking that USB stick that this mind calls a jewel. I mean, if you're really the mind, then it should be easy. But something else in thought form says no. So find out who that is and get back to me.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Oh, you're gonna love this shit. Okay, so I was at work, right? One of my coworkers, I was telling him about the video on this app where I'm like, yeah, someone thinks that air is like, doesn't exist. Like breathing is optional. And he was like, that's nuts. I'm like, I know, right? And then he's like, yeah, but like the moon doesn't exist. I said, what the fuck did you just say, Travis? What? And he was like, no, the moon isn't real. I'm like, then what the fuck am I looking at every night? Like, what is it, a flashlight? He's like, no, scientists still don't know. I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do, Travis, because it's the fucking moon. And he was like, oh, but he's like, calm down, dude. He's like, but I will say this also, I think Earth is a cube. And I said, I don't want to fucking work with you anymore, Travis, I swear to God.
What's a conspiracy?
Every time he come on, I just be like,
He coming up with some weird shit. But okay, if you think the moon is not real, what the fuck you think about the sun? Oh no, that's the sun. What the? How the fuck you think? Now them saying the Earth flat, they got a better argument than the Earth is a cube. You like, I believe the Earth might be flat too. Because how we not falling over?
No, I don't know. No.
The theory that absolutely blows your mind.
I love this. Okay, so because I hear this a lot, that there's a higher power that is after us and trying to keep us from waking up. In a relative aspect, it could be so, but in an absolute aspect, it starts to become a little fictional. Like in a relative aspect, some think that they created 9 to 5s to keep you at a lower vibrational level so that you never realize your true potential. Again, could be so because you're exchanging life force energy for currency. But in the absolute aspect, you spiritual being can manifest money to this form in ways and means beyond this mind's comprehension. So a 9 to 5 isn't out to get you. It's just a societal construct that you have the option to choose. So remember, in the relative, it always looks and feels like someone is out to get you. But in absolute, you can only imprison yourself.
What's an acting performance that was so...
I get where he's going from.
Yeah.
I get where he's going at.
Yeah.
But, and I thought about this. I used to think about this all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because my mom wonders what's life after this like, right? So I used to always think like this, right? Say for instance, like when we die, right? We supposed to just be in this body, right? And I used to think, like, when we die, we actually wake up in a whole nother universe. It's like we just kind of how, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're living a virtual reality. And I used to think about this all the time, but like when we die, when we get that last like darkness, we're gonna eventually wake up somewhere else and be like, oh shit, that shit wasn't real. And like we just in a deep sleep, a deep state of mind, and we're living this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I also think about like when we die. I've told you this before, like we transition to a whole new universe and we live our life again. And then I also thought like, I do have the mindset that when we die, we just see black. There's nothing else. But I also believe it's a possibility that, I don't know. We will never know until we get there. And that's the scariest thing about death, because you don't know what's next. It's like always, all through life, you always try to plot and predict how your life is going to be. And you try to control. But the only thing you can never control is death. That's the one thing you can, like, you can kind of control how, like, what job you work and what type of education you get and what, like, you can just start controlling your life, like who your spouse is going to be. That might not even be your soulmate, but that's your spouse. So you choose, because everybody's supposed to have a soulmate, so it's somebody your soul's drawn to. But some people don't pay attention to that. They chase beauty and get attached to somebody because of their image or their money or what they can bring for you, but they're not.
Well, I have a hope. Well, that's another conversation for another day. But I have another outlook like on like the soulmate thing, but like the death thing.
But I'm just saying, like, we try to control every situation in life, but the only thing you can't control is death. And nobody ever talks about the fact that you can't control it. You just have to wait until you get there. And then once you're there, you won't even know how life is after your time is up. And I think, like, that's the scariest thing, because how is life after you die? You will never know. And that's the fact of not knowing for me.
But look, if you think that once you leave this body, your soul leaves this body and goes over to another.
I don't even think it's just a soul. I think it's just sometimes I think we just in a dream.
Okay, well,
our reality is a dream.
Okay, well, if that's the case, and you think that once this darkness comes, whatever, I'm just trying to remember what you said, and you go over to a whole nother universe, right? Is that what you're
another world,
another world,
another form. Then
why is death scary then? Because
it's the unknown.
But that's what I'm saying. If you feel like you're going over to this other universe, this other world, then would you even have any memory or any recollection of the life?
And that's
before?
the point. Like, why the fuck I'm living this life and I ain't gonna have no memory?
But that's what I'm saying. Why is it scary? Like this. But no, I'm just asking, like, why is it scary then?
No, I'm saying because
you may not even know.
I don't like that because it's the fact that I done wasted time here.
But that's what I'm asking though. Would you even know that you wasted time? Would you even know?
I don't know. No, and I said that's the scariest part is the unknown.
But that's what I was asking though. Why it's scary in this body now. Because that's what I'm asking though. But I'm saying once you're actually gone in this other universe, then it shouldn't be.
But I'm saying, what if that's not even the case? What if once we die, we gone? We don't even think anymore. We don't even know. We don't have a recollection that we dead and gone. We never open our eyes. We never do. We just.
But that's what but then you make.
There's nothing after that. You just never will open your eyes again. You never can. I don't know.
Well, don't think too much about it. Just know that,
I don't
death
know.
is real. Death is...
It's the scariest part of life. That's for me.
For you, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
We can't be here all day, but...
Y'all spend what's up in the comment
I would love
section.
to have a conversation like that, though.
Y'all spend... I prefer not to, though.
But you just did.
Not really, because I prefer not to. That's just to sum up. My mind goes...
Okay.
Well, with that being said, y'all spam us up in the comment section down below. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions about all of this in the comment section down below. Let us know how y'all feel or whatever.
My mind going now.
But as always, I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are, y'all.
Ain't no time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.